Welcome to Texas.
Well, hello, good morning and welcome to Austin, Texas. We're in the Lone Star State at the Circuit of the Americas for the final round of ARX, America's Rallycross, and ARX2. The conditions, Bucky Lassick, are different to yesterday. We've got the World Rallycross cars out doing morning warm-up this morning, which was re-added to the schedule to make sure that they can learn how slippery this track is after yesterday's rain.
Yeah, these drivers haven't driven this track yet, so it's very green to them. It's going to be very different conditions, and they're going to have to adapt on the fly, kind of.
Now, on the subject of ARX and ARX2, we're going to watch ARX Q3 coming up now, and we've got a brand new and one entire round of ARX2, and we're all the way live with you. So wherever you're watching from, thank you very much for joining us. Make sure you share it with your friends and tell us who you're pulling for, because today it's all about whether Scott Speed or Tanner Faust can win the championship.
It is. It's going to be a rough one.
Okay, let's have a look at where we've been so far to bring us to this point in 2018. We started way back in May in Silverstone over in the UK, then we crossed the Atlantic to come here for round 2. Round 3 was up in Canada, and then we're back down here in Austin, Texas for the culmination of the inaugural season of the America's Rallycross. And it's a great circuit, but talk us through this track, because although these drivers have driven it before, because we had round 2 here, it's not an easy track. It's very tight.
It's technical.
Okay.
And you kind of gotta be aggressive without being too aggressive, where you're going to get penalized. Last time we saw some moves being made, some passing being made in turn 2. The conditions are slippery, so the guys are gonna be aggressive, and yeah, it's going to be good racing. And Scott's got his hands full because everyone's out for him. He's got his rival, Ken Block, that's already contacted with him. He already had contact with him, so it's going to be a good race.
It's going to be very exciting to watch how Scott copes mentally with the pressure he's under and the rest of the field just trying to get in his way.
Yeah, it's going to be wicked.
So, Bucky, we're getting very close to doing the qualifying sessions live, so I'm going to send you to join Andrew Coley in the commentary booth. Thank you much. In fact, he's already there, standing in a puddle, ready to talk you through what happened yesterday.
I am standing in a puddle. This is not like a cool swimwear, come to Austin, Texas sunshine situation. It's you can see it's really misty and foggy out in the circuit there in the background. Yesterday we had a whole pause to the program because of thunderstorms. They had to evacuate the whole area. So if you look at the track, the conditions have changed massively. You're looking at the World Rallycross cars, which are out there doing a morning warm-up. The ARX2 guys had a bit of experience in the wet of this already, but the ARX guys didn't actually get to go out in the wet conditions. So let's take a look back at the action from Saturday here in COTA. So ARX, Q1 and 2, of course, these guys were here earlier on in the year. On the outside here, you can see Patrick Sandell leading his teammate Chris Atkinson through the Joker lap. The Joker lap is a little bit wider, but the exit off is a little bit tighter. Tanner Faust says the hairpin's a little bit tighter as well. So this one here, which is where we see a lot of the action happening. That was Block managing to get in front of Sandell and Atkinson. Good run for him. But this was where the quick guys were. So Scott Speed heading off to the Joker lap on lap 1, and that's pretty crucial because what happened to Scott later on in the race is something that's never happened to him before. Tanner Faust getting the whole shot on the standard line. You can see Liam Doran and Toppy Heikkinen in a train behind Scott here. Bit of pressure for him. Speed, second time into the Joker. He's never ever done that before. Bucky, that was quite an uncharacteristic mistake from a driver who's normally very clinical.
That just goes to show you the pressure that Scott Speed is under right now.
Exactly, championship weekend. Onto the outside line here, you can see this is Oliver Bennett being pushed wide by Toppy Heikkinen. Oliver won't like that, but great driving from Heikkinen to make sure he claimed the line. Then it was about chasing down his two teammates. They've been in the car all year. Heikkinen, this is his first event in the Subaru, and he'll be really pleased with that because he stuck it right up at the front of that train and managed to hold on to take the checkered flag. There he is. The Finn is back, number 57. Okay, here we go. Ken Block into the side of Scott Speed. These guys have got history here. Speed lighting up 600 horsepower on the Andretti Volkswagen Beetle. Here it is from the other side. On the gas, pulls the car back round, but he was not happy about that, and that left Faust out front. So Faust, great job by him. Wins Q1 and Q2. Speed at the minute. It is on. So this was one of the races we saw after the rain delay yesterday. Bucky, we were expecting the track to be super slippery. Actually, it didn't look too bad.
No, it wasn't that bad at all. I guess the track settled in just before the rain the dirt kind of soaked it up, and the guys made the best of it. And man, it was actually a good racing.
Yeah, Alex Keys was on absolutely storming form yesterday. He qualified in second place, having won Q2 and come second in Q1. Look at that. Some people were chancing it. This was Fraser McConnell with a Formula D top scorer on the outside there. But Alex Keys out front in a car which looked like it was handling absolutely perfectly. Keys is P3 in the standings at the minute and hoping to hold on to that, or maybe even nick P2. The series, of course, led currently by Connor Martell, who's taken 3 wins and then has won second place as well. So great driving by Martell. Bucky, Champions Day, basically. You know,
yeah.
We know we've got World Championship here as well. Christopherson looking to take that title. But you and me, we're all about ARX and ARX2. So Martell's got a 15-point championship lead.
He's looking good.
Yeah, he is looking good. And he's been on incredible form, 3 firsts and a second place. So Martell, the favourite for ARX2, you think?
Yeah, I would say so. It's going to be hard to upset his momentum right now. As good as Keys is driving, I'm not sure he can really do it. I don't think Martell's going to get in that kind of trouble.
Okay, let's take a quick look at the ARX2 Championship standings, and then you can see what we're talking about in terms of the points. So Martell, as I say, leading by 15 points. He edged Brooks in the qualifying. He edged him in the semi, he edged him in the final. Look at Keys, though. Keys is the 4-man. He's only 10 points off the back. And Scott Anderson is only 9 points off getting onto the podium. These guys would all have a podium in the inaugural season of ARX2. Now, of course, we've got ARX as well. So Scott Speed was leading that Bucky by 9 points when we came here. But yesterday, he just looked edgy. He looked edgy.
Tanner ticked away. He picked away at that lead a little bit, right?
Yeah, and it's unusual to see. Scott's one of those guys who's super confident, a little bit like Christopherson in the World Championship. He rarely makes mistakes. He's super focused on the racing, but I don't know. It just seemed to be going away from him yesterday. That's what that thing when the championship's just within grasp, but not quite.
Yeah, that's almost like when you're kind of holding back a little bit because you want to just finish the race solid. It's kind of like you hold back a little bit, and then that's where everyone just attacks and just eats you up.
That was the standings. Well, this is the standings, sorry, after Q2. So, say, 9-point championship lead. But look at this. So, remember the points here in the total column are just to get the drivers in position after Q4. So, the top qualifier will get 16 championship points. Then it goes 15, 14, 13, 12. So, Speed would lose 4 points. And that would mean there was 5 in between it. You know, it is all to play for, Bucky.
It is. It's still up in the air right now. Tanner has a really good shot at winning this. And I know that he really wants it.
Liam Doran, look, up there in P3, Hakkinen in P4, Ken Block in P7, Block and Speed with a little bit of history here. I'm excited.
Yeah, Arpin's killing it right now in that Hoonigan focus. Yeah, he really is. He's driving it really good, clean, and Doran. What can I say about him? Probably one of my favorite driving styles out there.
Yeah, he's super committed, isn't he? Super committed, super sideways. Okay, ARX2, round 5 of 5. The guys are getting ready for Q1, and we will be back with the racing action shortly. So the first cars are on the line, ready for Q1 of round 5. Let me have a little think about that. Double headers. We had a single header here for ARX2 at COTA earlier on in the year. Then we had a double header up at Canada, and this is our double header to finish the season. That's a good shot there of these jump start sensors, which you often hear me going on about. So the little stick that sticks up, the little silver stick, that is what triggers the jump start sensors, but also triggers our reaction timer. The marshals there have the post, which the drivers can run up into. I can tell you that is extremely difficult to move a competition car just a few centimetres at a time. But they are all now in place, and we are good to go. For round 5 of ARX2, the final round of the 2018 season. Remember, this is a random draw for Q1. Fraser McConnell, Connor Martell, Alex Keys, Christian Brooks and Cabot Bigham in this one. So this is a great lineup, Bucky. On the left, Fraser McConnell, who was absolutely killing it yesterday. You know, he was sideways everywhere, fully committed. Next to him is Martel, who's won 3 out of the 4 and was second in the other one. Alex Keys then was like the winner of yesterday's round and just looked on super form. Christian Brooks is the guy who's in P2 in the championship. For a random draw, this is epic.
Yeah, this is epic. I know McConnell, yesterday I was very impressed with his driving, so let's see what he has for today.
Right, here we go, revs up. Cars all looking pristine. They won't stay like that for long with the way these guys go. McConnell and Martel. Martel with a great start as normal. Martel's going to go deep. So Martel does what Sebastian Loeb did yesterday and goes straight into the joke lap. Wide Alex Keys trying to get up inside Christian Brooks. Christian Brooks having a look up the inside. He's going to get into the back of Conor Martel. And in fact, Alex Keys there, look, has been mugged a little bit at the back. I think it's Bigham who's gone up the inside of him. It is, so Bigham's moved up, and yesterday's winner, Keys, to the back of the pack.
Yeah, he got caught waiting to tuck in and just had to follow the train.
A lot of dust there, Bucky. So that, I think that's from yesterday, where the mud was dragged out onto the circuit and now it's drying out. We haven't really seen dust on the tarmac part of the track, but look at it, it's significantly dirtier than it was yesterday before the rain.
Yeah, it is. They're definitely sliding around through there. They got to find the traction if they want to get these times down.
McConnell's gone joker, and that's a tidy move by McConnell. Really, really good. So McConnell's spotter there has sent him straight away. Hasn't given Martel the chance to catch up. In fact, I don't really think Martel was too delayed by the train, but good tactics.
Oh, good tactics by McConnell's spotter to get him in there to the joker, to kind of get him out back in front of Martel and not let Martel close that gap in on him.
Now, you said yesterday you were headed down to McConnell's pit area to give him a high five for the full send in the semi-final and final. Describe McConnell's driving style while we look at it.
It's amazing. He hangs it out there. He's a rally driver, but he's able to, he's a racer.
Yeah, exactly. It actually looks like he's gapping Martel a little bit here. So Martel, 9/10 of a second back. Okay, it's pretty even. We've got 3 timing loops around this circuit here, so you guys can be kept up to speed with what the gaps are at the top of the screen. The little red lines which have all disappeared are normally to show you if anybody's got to joker. And Martel, as I say that the gap was being held, Martel is now right up on the back of McConnell.
I just hope he keeps it clean, because Martel does not like to come in second, and he doesn't need to get too dirty in this racing because he's got a championship to win.
Yeah, exactly, and his championship rival is right behind him, Christian Brooks.
Oh,
Brooks
going really wide.
Yeah, we saw McConnell do that yesterday and actually got some good gains on the exit, but it seems today that the traction's up and turning, maybe it's not going to help quite so much.
Yeah, it might not help.
Whoa!
Look, Martel on the inside, he knew that McConnell was going to hang it out there again, and he pounced on him.
That was fantastic. Great racecraft by Martel. That is a super clean move, Bucky. You know, they say you can't pass here, but you can.
You can, and I hope Brooks takes that in mind as well. I hope he keeps it clean and doesn't take out McConnell, because you know in the past McConnell has been...
Yeah, he was a victim up in Canada, wasn't he? Big time. It didn't work out for him there. There's your man with the checkered flag. Martel, the championship leader, takes the first race of round 5 of ARX2. I don't think McConnell knows it's done. McConnell is on full send still. He's just heading up to the gravel section. Now he's at the radio call, but that was a good, clean race to kick off action here on Sunday.
Those cars looked nothing like they did the end of the race.
No, like yesterday, there were panels hanging off, bits on the track, like we were covered in mud. Martel takes it 2:38.5 from McConnell, Brooks, Keys and Bigham. And I'm just looking at yesterday's results. So yesterday, Q1 was a 2:38.6, and that's interesting. Even though the track is, 2:35s they got down to 2:33 in the end. So yeah, the track got about 5 seconds quicker yesterday from start to finish, but it was never wet yesterday, and the dirt section here is still damp today. So expect this track to develop as the morning continues, particularly if the sun comes up. Here we go then. Clean start from McConnell, straight to the joker lap. Good job.
Really good job. All these guys taking a really wide line through there, getting the most speed out of the joker. Tucking in here, you see Keys just couldn't get in.
It was almost like Martel backed them up on purpose there, not to give them the chance on the next straight, but I don't know, maybe just feeling the grip levels. McConnell's spotter, great form, send it straight away on the second lap, go to the joker and block off Martel behind. I think that was tidy, but you could see Connor almost eyeing up what's going to happen there.
McConnell got loose there, and Martel,
so he knew that was going to come on the next lap?
He knew that it was coming. His spotter was probably like, just wait for it, don't be too aggressive. Take it when he gives it to you.
Yeah, lovely. Slots it up the inside. Good drive by Martel. Taking the win.
Connor, great overtaking there. I guess we can read from that you're not just cruising to take the championship today.
No, you know, this is the last race of the season, so I really want to finish strong. You know, I haven't had a perfect weekend yet, so it'd be really cool to win all the qualifyings and, you know, start P1 in the final and hopefully just run away with it, but we'll see what happens.
Well done, good start.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I like his attitude. That's a decent attitude towards winning. He wants to run away with it from the start. So what can Martel do? It's a good start to his day. Here's the grid then for race 2 of Q1. It's Cole Keats and Matt Karpov on the inside. James Rimmer, unfortunately, still unwell today. So, James, we're sorry we've missed you at this one, mate. We'll see you at the next one. Travis Picoy and Scott Anderson. So, Picoy, cars all looking mint again, Bucky. You know, when we saw these at the end of yesterday,
I told you these guys are good. They're going to make them look brand new. All right, these cars were never raced.
Yeah, never
you can
raced
buy
at
them.
rally.
You can buy them. Never
one
raced.
Careful owner.
Yeah. All highway driven.
Yeah. Motorway miles only. Yeah. You guys have that as well, yeah? We found out yesterday you have drizzle. Now you have what? All freeway miles. That's like a thing.
Yeah, I mean it's.
We have that as well. Yeah.
No track days, you know.
Yeah.
No track days.
Okay, thumbs up from the marshal. And this will conclude Q1 for ARX2 on their final round of the series. Jump start. I've seen a few of those, Bucky, from these guys.
It's early morning. Some of these guys aren't woken up yet.
No.
Karpov jumped yesterday, actually, too.
He did, didn't he? In
Yeah, he
semi-final, I think.
Maybe he's having like a little clutch problem.
Yeah, because I was saying a minute ago about
Engagement.
when you get to trying to creep it up to the jump start centres, the clutches are just they're like a switch, aren't they? You don't really feed a competition clutch.
Well,
It's
you're
either
trying to
on
find
this-
a sweet spot.
Yeah.
You're trying to find a sweet spot where you can just engage the clutch on the launch and not just dump it. So you kind of load it, and sometimes when you load it like that, it just kind of creeps. You let off the foot brake or the handbrake a little bit.
So double joker then for Karpov. Not ideal. Here we go again. Car's being clunked into gear. Karpov, if he jumps a second time, will be removed from the grid. Ready to race lights on. He'll be a little bit more nervous this time. Watch for Keats, Boy and Anderson. And indeed, yeah, he's the last man away. So Keats with a clean line on the inside. And where's Keats going to go? He's going to go standard lap. So Keats goes standard lap. McCoy goes joker. And if you look at the top of your screen there, you can see Karpov has 2 red lights on. And that's because he's got to do 2 of those joker laps. So everybody's feeling for the grip levels. Anderson coming in quite wide there. Bucky, you were saying yesterday that there can be more grip in damp conditions off what you guys call the blue groove.
Yeah, sometimes the blue groove is really slippery and it has like this slime that builds up on it, and it's better to go outside of that and hit the fluff, hit what isn't shiny, so you can get more of a bite with the tires.
So it kind of digs in. Lost our flip-flop camera on the wall there. Which is a good idea of the pace of those guys through that narrow section. Karpov takes the first of his 2 joker laps. Almost onto the back of Anderson, but not quite. So Karpov's done 1, but of course with another one still to do, he's going to drop off the back. So this is going to be between McCoy and Keats. 3 seconds is the difference at the minute. And I think that would be enough for Keats to hold it. So for me, if I was Keats' spotter, I don't know, I might be tempted to send him now, but if they think they've gapped them on every lap, Bucky, they'll probably wait till the end.
I'd definitely hold him out there. He's got a big gap. He could technically get back in there and just hold his position. Let these guys race it out, and I bet you the gap will get bigger if McCoy and Anderson start getting into it. If I was Anderson, though, if McCoy's holding me up, I would have taken the joker.
Anderson wide in the hairpin, losing time to McCoy. Bucky, we've got moisture here again. We've got wet coming into the commentary box, so this track, again, is going to get more slippery. We've got the supercars coming out next, of course, and they will be watching this probably from the pre-grid with a pretty keen eye for the conditions.
Yeah, I think the spotters are up here already, kind of eyeballing these guys and seeing how these cars are reacting. These guys have been racing with the RX2 guys all season, so they kind of know, they get a feel for how these guys handle the track conditions, and then they can relay it to their drivers.
Fantastic insight from Bucky Lasek, who used to be a factory driver with Subaru. We're going to see you back. Oh, of course, you're racing today, Bucky, actually.
Yeah, I'm actually jumping out in the Sierra car. It's basically a cross kart. It's developed out of Utah, and it's a fun little 1300 Hayabusa powered 900-pound 200 horsepower car. It's awesome.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you get out there and get sideways later on. Checkered flag falls for Keats. Nicely done over the line. McCoy 1.5 seconds back. Anderson then carp off with that penalty joker just a little way off the pack. You can see the strange light here with the conditions. We've got the sun in the background coming through the cloud and the damp. We've still got the supercars to come. Cole Keats taking Q1 from Martel. Okay, that's interesting. So Keats, that was 0.4 of a second quicker than Martel. We thought the conditions might develop, but say it is still raining, so it's not necessarily going to get quicker.
No, probably not. But at least it's racy because there's no dust, and it's not too slippery.
Yeah, so good vision. And
yeah, I don't mind. I wouldn't mind if I was a driver. If my times aren't there, I would be more concerned about the dust and how racy it is. So, looking good. Looking
good indeed. Keats taking it. What did Keats do yesterday? Cole Keats yesterday. As I look at my wet. Now, Cole Keats yesterday was top qualifier. So he won Q1, he was third in Q2 and third in Q3. So Cole Keats doing a good job. This was McCoy and Anderson. That's when Anderson got a little bit wide, and Bucky there again. So similar to the dry conditions, the fluff now is a little bit more slippery.
Yeah, now you want to stay off of it for sure. You want to be on that blue groove, the dark, where you see on the dirt there.
Good job by Keats. Over the line, takes the fastest time so far.
Carl, it's a great start today. You're quickest in qualifying one, but tell us just how different are the conditions out there to yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, the grip's good out there right now so far. This car's dial, I mean, didn't end the day yesterday how we wanted to, but we're here to establish some dominance and see what we can do. I know Martel's going to be fast, but we're here for one goal, and that's getting the win. So really stoked to win Q1, hopefully go Q2 and show the same dominance we had right there. So thank you, guys.
Thank you. Well done.
So I spoke to Keats on day one here, and he was saying about how they'd managed to sort out his transmission. So he'd had an ongoing transmission problem since the start of the year. They've got that fixed, and you can see what the result of that is. On then to Supercar. Q3 for these guys. Round 4, Patrick Sandell, Chris Atkinson, Oliver Bennett, and Ken Block.
Mr. Hoonigan.
Yeah, separated from Mr. Speed on this occasion. So maybe not so much in the way of excitement from that point of view. We've quite enjoyed their rivalry this year. Atkinson and Sandell will be keen to get the better of Tommy Hakkinen if they can, because Hakkinen is new to this squad and did the best job yesterday. It's now raining here at Kota. You can see the wipers are on for Sandell. It's raining not significantly, but enough. Oh, straight into the back of Bennett. So Bennett got really early on the brakes, and Sandell just collected him. So Sandell, I don't know if he was thinking of going straight to the joker there, Bucky, but he piled hard into the back of Bennett. Bennett takes it again from Atkinson. So I feel sorry for Oliver there. He's been beaten up.
He has been beaten up both occasions. Sandell drove right into the back of him. No, I don't know what happened there. Maybe he was just expecting to carry more momentum into that turn.
I mean, you know, Bennett, I guess, feeling for the grip level down into turn 1. You know, it's wet. They haven't done any wet running at all, these guys. He was feeling for that and got hit hard. And the car now is on the racing line, as you saw from that last shot. So Block leads this one after a bit of carnage behind. Those three guys all going down, but this is going to affect their time. So Bennett's away from the commentary box. Bennett is away, so he won't hold them up. He was right on the apex here, and I thought that was going to affect their race time.
Almost a red flag incident here, but Bennett did get the car started. And technically, if I was Bennett, I probably would have let it sit there.
Yeah,
I would have let it sit there.
Sit it right on the line, red flag, go back for the restart maybe, but yeah, it depends what the stewards think about that. So that it's raining, I say, significantly here now. Conditions are getting worse, the track will be getting slippery. We'll be getting wet up here into the commentary box again. But Ken Block leading.
Oh God, Bennett's car is not handling too well, but he is in full send mode. It's awesome to watch.
He's coming past us now. He's going to try and merge back into traffic. His spots will be telling him that Ken Block is there, so Bennett now has been lapped, and that's going to give him a DNF. So Bennett is a lap down on these guys, and may as well pull off because he's going to get. To be fair to Bennett, he's done a good job there as well. He's got out of the way, Bucky, but you know, to be fair to Sandell as well, if Sandell was expecting him to go a lot deeper into the corner, you know, he's obviously just been caught out, and when he's jumped on the anchors himself, maybe there wasn't enough grip to stop the car if it's slippery.
It's possible. Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. That was
Racing incident.
yeah. Well, no, yeah. I mean, you got to pay attention to the guy in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. And these cars do run brake lights, let's not forget, you know, so you get an indicator. The lights are actually inside the rear screen. So the lights on the bodywork are fake, aren't they, because of the amount of contact there is?
Yeah.
There you go. In fact, you can see there's like a tail light in the back of Flock's car, but if you watch, there are brake lights in there too. So Atkinson had a little bit of contact with Bennett as well. The Subaru's, it looks like Sandell's carrying a little bit more damage than Atco is. Either way, this is going to hurt their times. Ken Block, the man who's going to set the benchmark here, just coming through that very, very long right-hander. Checker flag about to be waved. Oh, Ken Block right the way out, almost to the grass.
And the two Subarus almost run into each other.
Yeah, running the car up really wide, and that's actually to get to the timing loop as quickly as possible. Now that's our camera up the hoist, which is just in front of the commentary position. And that should give you a good idea of what the conditions are like here. So track is getting wetter. Ken Block taking that one with a 2:32.7. Sandell and Atkinson, third and second respective. DNF for Oliver Bennett. I say he was still circulating, but if you get lapped, you get given a DNF, basically.
I want to see what the stewards say about that.
Right, here we go. Yeah, like, that was strange. It didn't actually look like... Yeah, Bennett's just gone on the brakes, hasn't he? Bennett's gone on the brakes early, and then...
I wouldn't even say early. I mean, maybe a little early, actually, but...
Not considering it's the first time he's been on a wet track, is it? You have to feel the brakes out, and...
Well, there is a turn there.
Yeah, there is. And then this was the second bit of contact. So Atkinson actually, went up the inside of the track marker there.
Oh, yeah.
So after the contact, Atkinson went up the
track
inside.
Limits.
We're waiting to see if there's any messages on the timing screen. Okay, nothing so far, so we'll have to see whether or not the stewards get involved in that. So you guys can probably see from behind us here, it's kind of really misty. It's strange because we've got bright light where the sun's coming through. It's not cold here, but it is wet. And
skies are super gray. You can't even see past the stands there, so it's...
No. We can see Austin from here normally, and we can't see anything at all. So the conditions are pretty grim, and they look like they're getting a bit worse. Ken Block, though, made the most of them in that one.
Well, Ken, it's starting to rain quite heavily now, but what was the track like? Was it like neither wet nor dry? It looked odd.
Yeah, it was actually kind of in between. I thought there was going to be less grip, but there ended up being some decent grip. But I'm just happy to start the morning off good. Man, apparently jet lag hit me pretty hard yesterday afternoon, made some mistakes. That's racing, but I haven't had a race that bad in a long time. But hey, it's a good way to start off the morning. Hopefully I can crawl back up this leaderboard and try and get near the top at the end. But got some work cut out for me, but that was a good way to start this process.
Well, the rain's coming down heavier now, which might play into your hands. Thanks, Ken.
I hope so.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ken knows how this works, doesn't he? If it continues to get wetter, as you can see here on the grid, these guys might be slower, and that will move him back up the order. Here we go then, final race for ARX. This is Q3 for these guys. Of course, ARX2 have just done their Q1. Tanner Faust on the inside, he's won both sessions so far. Steve Arpin has been second in both those sessions. Then it's Toby Heikkinen, Liam Doran and Scott Speed.
I see this race as very important. You have potential champion, you have two potential champions, and you have two wild cards that just want to win.
Yeah, they can take as many risks as they want, and yesterday Scott playing it safe, it didn't work out.
This is going to be very interesting.
Crucial for the ARX title fight is what happens to Speed on the outside of the two wildcards, Heikkinen and Doran. Who's got the RPM right in these conditions? It's a jump start. Who was it? Watch your top of your screen. It's Arpin. Arpin has jumped the start. Heikkinen, very clever there. Heikkinen launched, and Bucky, that's important because basically he's had a free practice start there.
Yeah, he did. He got a good little practice start.
And look, Speed's realised that Speed's now reversing out to get the car back up. He didn't go for the launch that time, but a really good indicator.
And Toppy got some heat in his tires too, right there.
So if somebody else jumps, and you're we're going to see a replay of it. If somebody else jumps, once they've gone, look at that. I'll tell you what, that was super close because Faust there, He went almost with Arpin, but it's the fact that Arpin nudged the sensor first means he gets given the jump start. Only the first person gets the jump start. Hakkinen was clever because he went to test.
Yeah, it was already set in stone that there was a jump start, and he did a launch.
Might as well go.
Yeah.
Well done, Toppy. Reset for these guys. And Bucky will be leaving us the moment this race finishes because he's going to jump into a buggy, and that means you're going to get wet, mate. Oh, you've got to change your clothes with you.
No.
Okay, we'll expect a muddy Bucky Lasek back up here for Q4 for these guys. Just getting them reset onto their positions.
Now the times in these cars are going to be slower for sure.
You think he's got, yeah.
Yeah, the track's wet.
So the tarmac getting wet. At this point, it's probably the tarmac changes grip more quickly than the dirt, doesn't it?
I believe so. Yeah, where the grip was on the tarmac, you no longer have it. It's just wet. It's got enough rain on it right now that it's going to be pretty slippery.
Right, here we go.
The dirt should be fine.
Okay, take two. Crucial for the championship, as we said. Arpin's jumped the start already, so we'll do a penalty joker. Speed with a great start. Speed has got a good start and gets himself a lot of space from Liam Doran. Tanner Faust down into turn one first, but a little nudge from behind from Hakkinen. Arpin goes joker immediately, and if he can get back out in front of Liam Doran, that's a good start for him. Faust is having to take it really easy. It looks super slippery, Bucky.
Speed has already caught up to the two front guys, and he's done the joker. So Speed is looking good right now, but he may get held up by Toppy.
And it's going to come down as well. If you look at the previous race, 2:32.7 for Ken Block, that's the target time. None of these guys might be able to match that because of the way the track conditions are changing.
I don't think they're going to be able to match it, but I know right now this is Speed's track because he is the driver that will not hang it out there. It is so hard to be patient and not overdrive the car here, and Speed he's a master at it.
So Speed is already on the back of Hakkinen. Arpin goes for his second joker lap now. Where's Liam Doran? Liam Doran is going slowly and goes into the joker lap at the back. So Doran has taken his joker too, but seems to have some sort of an issue for Liam Doran as he passes the commentary position. You're watching Faust. Faust could make the most here of Hakkinen holding Speed up, but it doesn't look like he's holding him up enough to get Faust back out. Watch here as well. Watch Hakkinen's line, because Hakkinen, look, is sticking to the standard track, which we saw some of the guys doing yesterday in ARX2. I think Hakkinen's been watching the guys in ARX2 because that was the alternative line that we saw really working yesterday, Bucky.
It was, and it's working for him now because Speed's not able to really catch him in that section. So if you notice, he catches him in the dirt section where Speed doesn't really slide the car around.
Hakkinen gone joker. That releases Scott Speed. So Scott Speed now has been released to chase down his teammate Tanner Faust, who's on his last lap. Faust is sideways in the hairpin. So Speed trying to get the car straight. You can see fighting for traction. Going to be close between these guys.
Let's see if Speed can close this gap right here. Or are they going to send Tanner into the joker to block him?
They're going to have to, so it's last lap.
Last
so
lap.
He will have to go. 2.6, Bucky. Yesterday it was 1.8, but in these slippery conditions, we don't really know.
We don't know. Tanner's going to be driving the wet tarmac joker line, and Scott is going to be holding it tight on the inside dirt line right here.
Here we go. Faust into the joker, runs the nose of the beetle wide on the inside. Speed looking for grip on the dirt. Faust going to carry the Speed through the exit. Tanner's done it. Tanner's out in front of Scott. Look at that, sideways on the brakes. He'll hold it tight in on the apex Speed, looking for more exit speed, but can't find it on this occasion.
Speed got a good run out of there.
No, don't try there, Scott. It'll be too slippery on the brakes, surely.
Look at Speed, over under, see if he gets it.
So Tanner on the inside. I wonder what line he'll take. It's interesting. So Tanner takes the inside line. Speed takes that wide option. Faust using the line that Hakkinen used, defensive. Speed's got more exit speed, but it isn't going to be enough to get past on this occasion. So Tanner Faust is going to take it, but look at the time. It is absolutely miles off the winning time of Ken Block. So 17 seconds. Bucky Lasek heading down to his buggy race. 17 seconds slower. Goodness me. That's incredible. That's literally in the space of 4 minutes. The track is 17 seconds slower. None of the drivers in race 2 managed to beat the time of Ken Block. Liam Doran right at the back of the pack. Definitely a technical issue for him. Can't be anything too major. But have a look at these times. Pretty big news. Tanner Faust taking it 2:50.008 from Speed. 0.3 of a second behind him. Hakkinen, Arpin and Doran. These were the 5 fastest from yesterday. straight to the bottom of the pack. That is a great result for Ken Block, who, you know, to be fair, drove brilliantly, but was also in the drier race. And the grin on Ken Block's face told you all you needed to know. Track conditions played into his hands massively, and the Hoonigan takes Q3. So this was the start, and you see Doran. Okay, so we know Doran had a technical issue anyway, so Doran left behind at the start. Tanner Faust careful on the brakes with Hakkinen up close behind him. Speed around the Joker on the outside for that first lap. Arpin taking his double jokers, ended up fourth because Arpin had jumped the start. Look at Faust trying to feel out the grip, almost sticking it in the kitty litter on the outside. Scott Speed, you see that, look at the different lines through here. Speed trying to straighten the car up early on the exit, Hakkinen a little bit sideways. And when Faust eventually took his joker lap, he came out in front of his teammate. Scott was right there on the back of him, but couldn't do anything to get past. And in the end, it didn't make any difference. Ken Block takes his first qualifying win in America's Rallycross, winning Q3 at COTA.
Tanner, must be good to get a race win, but the times are so much slower than race one. Is that all down to the rain?
Yeah, it's one of the tricky parts of this format is you're racing the other heats. So if they have a dry heat and you have a wet heat, you just lose. It was very much like ice out there, very, very slippery. The gravel was like slime, and so it's a good indication of what it would be like if it starts to rain again. But unfortunately, it breaks our streak of Q wins and puts us kind of back in the mix again to fight for it for the win.
Good luck later. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, you can see out on track the Sierra buggies, celebrities. We've got an astronaut out there racing one of those, as well as Bucky Lasek. Here are the standings after Q3. Tanner Faust is still the top qualifier at this moment, but look at the move that Ken Block has made by winning that session. Block heading up into P3. So Arpin and Block look a second and third. Chris Atkinson now the best of the Subarus from Sandell. Doran, Speed and Toppy Hakkinen is down in P8. So that's it for Q3. Track conditions changed massively in that one, and that really affected the second half of it. Of course, they've still got one more session to go. Let's go and find out where Neil Cole is.
Well, I'm in a great position here. There's the tower, a famous tower of the Circuit of the Americas. And I think one of those buggies going past is actually Bucky Lasek. So he's managed to get from the tower into his racing suit and helmet, onto buggy, and is racing on these slippery conditions. Now, thanks very much for watching ARX and ARX2. We'll be back very soon with the next session of qualifying live. And don't forget, we will see champions today. We will see the ARX2 champion and the ARX champion, the first ever America's Rallycross champion 2018. Will it be Scott Speed? Who knows? You'll have to keep watching to find out.